This dude will sell out anybody.
Hey, fellow watchers. Welcome back to Watching Whatever. I'm Nathan.
I'm Danny.
Today we're back on Shogun and we are doing episode 5. So, episode 4, I mean, that one ended with just. That was a crazy ending. Right? Toranaga's son used the cannons to just basically blow up Ishido's men. And now he's basically made war with them. So we're gonna find out here what his father, what Toranaga thinks about the situation, especially with his son kind of doing things on his own way and not really following along with the orders.
Right.
Anything you want to say before we start?
I think in the last episode we were talking about how there's two parallel storylines happening in that episode. One was kind of like the building relationship between Blackthorn and oh man, I just forgot her name. Mariko, right? And so we see that kind of building, and then similarly we see like the son and Asano's character and this kind of drama building. So it's like one storyline is building towards like love, and the other story is building towards war. And then we see it finally kind of happen, right? Like in both storylines, the line is crossed. Like they finally hook up with
Yes.
each other, and then and finally, the son like ends up killing these guys, which is essentially the start of war. And so one thing I was thinking is we've seen the consequences now of what the son has done. I mean, basically, essentially, everyone knows, dude, now we're at war, right? I feel like in this episode we may start to see the consequences of what's going to happen now that Blackthorn and Mariko have hooked up, right? I have a feeling, since we've never seen her husband
Actually
die.
dead.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna reappear soonish, or at least later, maybe even when their relationship is more open, and he's gonna come back to throw a monkey wrench in their like plans for happily ever after or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one thing I'm kind of anticipating to see in this episode, because we saw the result of one. We're probably gonna get to start to see the results of the other. Anyway.
Okay, so we're gonna get started here, but before we do, want to ask everyone who's joining us on YouTube to please like and subscribe and leave us a comment. Again, go ahead and comment on the things that you've caught. Maybe something we've made a mistake on. We talked very early at the beginning of this whole thing. I was explaining to Danny all when I'm editing this, all the different mistakes that we've seen, that we've made. So please, yeah, go ahead and leave in the comments and help us fix whatever errors that we may have made. And if you want to watch the full, without spoiling it, with no spoilers, please. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction and our end commentary, you can join us on patreon.com/watchingwhatever. For our Patreon subscribers, we thank you very much for your support, and we hope that you're enjoying this show. I got plenty more to come soon, so you can expect that. All right, so we're gonna start the show.
My name is Tadahiro Katsu. My friends called him Buntaro.
Every time in the previews, whenever they show something, it usually references what's to come.
All right.
So her husband there, yeah. I think he might come back this episode.
All right.
But, oh my gosh. Oh, dude. They're just parts. For anyone who skipped the intro, we do talk about all the different mistakes that we've made in this show as far as our guessing and stuff. So we do realize that we've made plenty of errors. Holy crap, he's with an army.
Zing. They're like ants. Survived.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
just remember that trope. If you don't see them die, don't think they're dead.
Right. It's going in the way that we predicted,
Yeah.
Last episode, two lines were crossed, and we guessed that they were gonna kind of show us like the aftermath of both, not just crossing into war, but also crossing into love or whatever. And we see it happening.
Man, they brought him back much sooner than I thought.
Yeah, and I wonder how he survived.
Yeah, that was my question.
Yeah.
Because he looks bloody and beat up there.
Details, man, like the roof of that vehicle right there, and her like dress. It's like amazing, man.
Yeah.
何はともあれ虎長が退路を辞したことで弾劾できなくなったのは誠に無念じゃ
There's like they need 5 people.
All right.
動きを封じられてしまった
虎長の後任を氷結にて決めようではござらぬか。
広田殿はいかがかな。
キリシタンクソなりすぎるそれがしは前田殿を制御いたす
あのような腐れ梅族と世話を囲むくらいなら。
文太郎の働きは神業であったの。20日でわしらの元へ戻りよった。
So he didn't get captured. He literally just escaped. Got away.
Crazy. Okay. All right. So we had some help.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Dang.
Out of the 20, only 2 are left. Holy cow. That shows you what a beast that guy is.
Yeah, man.
引き続き安心の屋敷にとどまり通詞の役目を続けてくれ。
では主人は
文太郎にはそなたと同じく安心の屋敷に投留するよう
Oh my gosh.
根原上禅を殺したのは我が息子の計りごとであったのか。
私には分かりません。
上禅を死なせたのは愚の骨頂。石堂はそれを戦の大義名分に掲げるに違いない。
Josen was a guy that the son had beef with in the earlier episodes. He is not happy.
私へのお怒りは承知しております。
いささかの疑いも持たなんだが、上禅を亡き者にするようやぶしげにはめられたやもしれぬと。お前をあのような愚行に駆り立てさせたのは野心に燃える老いの方か。
Dang. So he knows Yabushige is basically betraying him.
そなたから大砲隊の指揮権を取り上げる。
So he thinks Asano and his nephew like played this guy, huh? Because they wanted to give Ishido like a proper reason to start a war.
Yeah. That would be my guess.
Right.
Oh, is this Josen's head?
Head. Must be, huh? What's in the box?
Dude, these shots are so amazing.
上禅様にござりまする。
You see that? I do my part and the old man does his. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we'll hang it up for a few days to mature, maybe a week, depending on the weather.
恐れ入りまする。鳥は腐りまするぞ。
Yes, yes. There will be a terrible stench. No one is to touch this bird.
Someone's gonna touch it.
Sawatara Shinu.
Touch die.
I'm so confused, bro.
今後私たちが口にするものには安心様の道具を使わぬようにして。富士山
She's like disgusted by it.
Yeah. Nothing he uses will touch her food.
万人の奥方とはどんなもんじゃ
言葉でござりまするが、私は旗本の性質でございますゆえ、わかりかねまする。
安心に申し伝えておけ有限には戻るとな
This girl's like a doll, man. Her face
I
is
know.
so like, wow.
It's so from the shape to the smoothness.
大坂に戻って双心なき旨を石堂に誓えと命じられたそうじゃ。
無論拙者は虎長様のもとにとどまります。
謀反人と宣告されようぞ。
されど大坂で共に朝日を眺めた時から虎長様と拙者は一連卓勝にござりまするゆえ。
もしや長門をそそのかし、さすれば石堂への返答を遅らせることができ、これから先も双方につくことができるからの。長門はあのような策略を思いつくほど賢くはない。
恐れながら我がお命向けたことかと存じまする。あの日の前夜、長門殿とお酒を酌み交わしておりました我がお命とで。
This dude will still have anybody.
拙者が虎長
何故敵を誘い出す妙案を編み出してくれた末頼もしき若武者をわしが懲らしめねばならんのじゃ。
Wow.
That's crazy.
じゃが追いご殿のおかげでキャツラの方から打ち入れてここにおる我らを攻めるより他のうな。
He's just playing everybody. This dude's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Toranaga is the shit.
Yeah,
man.
Toranaga.
He's making this full run in circles.
虎永がお前に大砲の采配を任せるそうじゃ。
もしご所望であれば逮捕隊はお10円にお譲りいたしますが。
もともとわしのものである大砲隊をどのようにしてわしに譲ると申すのじゃ。
No matter what, though, I really like Yabushige's character, man.
Yeah, man, he's awesome, dude. And
Yeah.
Asano's so good in this show, man.
He is. You've got the differences of Buntaro and Yabushige, right? One is
Yeah.
super loyal, and one is just like, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
朝鮮ではもっとむごいこともあったの。
Dang, they keep referring to how bad it was in Korea, man.
He's referring to
Constantly.
Bundegi. He's referring to Bundegi. I agree with him on that one. Bundegi is obviously an acquired taste of silkworm bugs, and the smell to me is horrendous.
よくよく業が不幸ござりまするな。安心様がたたり神のように台所を汚されたと思うたら、ひとたびはおしめが黄泉の国から舞い戻られる。
Funny how she equates those two things.
Yeah.
Her husband coming back to life and ruining my kitchen.
Kitchen.
安心様の身が危うくなるようなら、私におっしゃってくださりまするな。
Is there anything you feel I should be preparing for?
To dress the part, huh?
That outfit feels it feels nostalgic. I think in the original he wore something like that too.
Okay. Oh.
いい石がなければ庭は雑木が生い茂るだけの茂みに過ぎませぬ。
わかります、和次郎。I am proud to present to you taste from my home country. We call it English rabbit stew. Now, admittedly, I had to substitute a few of the ingredients. I gave sherry.
This is interesting because earlier in the show, he tried the stinky what is it?
The natto.
Yeah, right. And so it shows that he's like open and like to like their culture, and he's not gonna insult people, right? But for them, they're kind of rejecting like what he's offering them as part of his culture,
But remember, a lot of them still consider him barbarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his food is like barbaric.
何たる食べようじゃ。小猿のようにおとなしく食うよるわ。
My husband comments on the way you eat your noodles. The sound you make while eating reveals the depth of your pleasure.
Heh, you know where I come from, only women drink from a tiny cup like that.
Get drunk. That's what joins men.
Big cups and
This is how
steins.
we drink.
He doesn't take his eyes off.
This is literally who has the bigger dick
Yeah,
contest.
exactly.
Yeah, he's gonna get him shit faced, dude.
That's how they're gonna become friends, though, man.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
Hey, fellow watchers, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check us out on our Patreon. Links are in the description below. And now back to our program.
Ask your husband if he'd share the story of his escape in Osaka.
武勇は死人を飾るもの。
安心様のお国では手柄話をするのが普通のことなのでございま
So
す。
it's customary not to boast about your
Right.
exploits.
My husband is tired and has had a lot to drink. You must tell him a story.
Uh-oh.
But choose your words carefully.
戦、話、あなた。
柱を選ばせろ。
The man can't even see straight.
Please.
Right. Mariko-san, you should move. Mariko-san!
Damn. Wow.
Mariko-sama, get out of the fucking way. Please tell him that while I understand that in this country, like mine, a man's wife is his property.
妻をもっと丁重に扱ってはいかがかとおっしゃっておられまする。
こやつにお前の氏筋を教えてやれ。お前にどんな横島な汚れた血が流れておるのか教えてやれ。
I am daughter of the late Lord Akechi Jinsai.
銃殺しの逆進の娘じゃろうが。
Just make up a story. You'll never know the difference.
My father's lord was Kuroda-sama, ruler of Japan before the Taiko. Kuroda-sama was corrupt and murderous, and so my father killed him out of love for the realm. For this he was hunted along with my family. They all knelt before my father, who was forced to execute them one by one, before committing seppuku himself.
Again, the sins of the father.
I was just married and not permitted to fight. Each year on the anniversary of my family's murder, I asked my husband to let me take action against this injustice. But I can do nothing because my husband orders me to live.
So those were the dark thoughts the priest talked about, right? She wants to follow along with her family, but he won't let her.
I ask you to remember the Eightfold Fence. Excuse me.
誰が下がっておいと申した。
I don't think he's telling her to live because he cares. For him, it's her punishment.
Dang. So we admire that dude, and at the same time.
Get out of the way. Just move, damn it.
叔父上はもうおりませぬ。Get back! 安神様にこのようなありさまをお見せしてはなりませんなんだ。出て行ってくださりませ。
These ladies are just trapped in their like tradition. It's sad.
Yeah, no.
These guys are trapped in their shit too.
If you think about it, still today, everyone is trapped in their customs, right? He looks sad instead of angry.
Now, what are you doing? Get up!
Because he dishonored this dude's house. Yeah.
Oh, good call.
Sake. Is that your excuse?
酒が優位に。
See the arrows in the post? Damn.
Wow.
藪重が村で患者を探し回っておるようじゃの。
殿、拙者が名乗り出ること、何卒お許しくださいませ。
そうはいかん。お主の誠の名は殿本明直。かねてよりわしに仕える大事な家臣じゃ。その方の身代わりをあてがってやれ。
Frame an innocent man, basically.
このまま放ってはおけませぬ。違いの匂い、本に尽きたってや。
Where is Mariko-sama?
このひどい匂いを取り除いてはいけませぬでしょうか。
I don't understand anything you're saying. Where is she? Mariko-sama, your husband's brutality is no fault of yours. Don't put it behind that folded fence of yours, whatever you call it. I see you. You're disgust for him. If you want to be free of that shitless coward, then be free of him.
Still, you understand so little. Your swords. Fuji-sama believes they were given to her father as a battle honor. The truth is he died a coward, begging for his life. Her grandfather bought them from a drunken samurai for 3 bags of rice to spare her the embarrassment. But she knows nothing and we say nothing. Because our silence is what she merits.
Everything's a facade, man.
Yeah, isn't that a bit of Asian culture, though? A lot of facade?
I will honor my duty as your translator. But from this day forward, the only words we share will be from others' lips.
You don't need to talk when you're doing that, you know?
What's the matter with everyone?
Someone touched the pheasant.
got
Instead
rid
to
of
kill
it.
them. Because he said, touch, die.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the gardener. Old bastard should get a medal just for being able to climb up there. It's fine. Ujiro, Yoroshi. Yondekite.
Oh my gosh, they already killed him?
禁じると仰せでござりましたゆえ、触ったら死ぬと。
Oh my god, dude.
They took it literally, dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
What the hell is wrong with you?
何卒私をご成敗なされませ。
Go away. All of you!
That also means the gardener did that knowing what would happen to him.
Because everyone was like talking bad about the whole household. So he wanted to fix that for everyone else. Crazy, man.
文太郎を買ってしまう。今わしの通詞を痛めつけるのは勘弁ならぬ。
Toranaga's like the middle man, right? Tradition and then saying things and doing things in a certain way to avoid like
He's a politician too, right?
right, that's what it is. He's a good politician.
When we were at sea, we discussed my training your army in European combat.
その約束はもう果たしたと思うておいでで、この国を永久に出ていきたいと仰せでございます。
二人とも顔色が悪いな。
庭師の件で動揺しておられまする。It is my understanding that you ordered no one to touch that bird, and by law your house could not disobey that order. Nor could they allow the rotting pheasant to ruin the peace of the village. Your words gave it meaning.
ざれ事には構っておれん。
Be bothered by this nonsense.
And Ujiro announced that he had been sick lately, so he volunteered.
I killed him.
Yeah, he finally realizes his own words, though, right?
Right. It's the power of words.
We live, and we die. We control nothing beyond that.
It's the power of words from someone who is given a power.
Right.
Another earthquake? Whoa! Whoa!
Dang!
Holy crap!
He's here! Yeah.
This
What
is...
about everybody else?
I know.
He's the only one that matters.
It's like the president of the United States, right? They won't rescue anyone else. They're gonna rescue the president. So is this what, twice now that he saved his life?
Yeah.
These belong to Fuji's father. They may not be much, but I'd be honored if he would accept this gift.
Oh. Oh no, it's a landslide
No, the
tipping away the
tsunami.
whole city.
Yeah.
Oh. Alive. Cares about his people, man. He's a good dude. He's always cared about his people, right?
Yeah, even his men from the ship.
He's gonna be feel so betrayed if he finds out they're already dead this whole time, man.
Yeah, I know.
Do you think they're all dead, or do you think they're alive?
I think they're dead.
I think it's been implied, right, that they're like gone.
Why would they move them to
Love triangle?
So he's slowly coming to the realization of what kind of power he holds.
地震の後、ようやくこれが見つかりました。不埒な患者目が暗躍しておったようでござる。
誰の家じゃ？
年寄りの庭師でござりまする。
Ujiro, oh my
So
gosh.
smart, man. Gonna believe it. The nephew's not gonna believe it.
I wouldn't believe it either. But it's
Yeah.
too much of a coincidence.
Yeah. But that's cool.
But at least it throws him off a little bit, right?
Yeah. And Toranaga wanted him to like find an innocent man to blame, but this dude like found a way to like not have to kill anybody.
Yeah.
Show's dope, man. The way everyone
show
thinks
really-
and plots and stuff is like.
You've got Blackthorn. It's I'll say it after. Yeah, that's
the old Shogun's.
That's the wife.
この度は世話をかけました石堂殿。
ご母堂様の無事のお戻り、大老一同お喜び申し上げまする。
Yeah, she has to be against the council because she knows that if they lead, her son's not going to get his position, right?
Your son's they're gonna kill him.
They're going to kill him. They're going to end up killing
Yeah.
him, yeah.
我が子の行く末を案じてしもての。もはや戦議は終わったと思ってよいのじゃな。大老衆のお考え、しかと聞かせてもらいましょうぞ。
Oh,
Dang.
just straight up taking power?
Wow.
Dang.
What's the play here for her though? I mean, is it really like she has to protect her like kid at all costs, you think?
I think so, right? Because obviously, go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh no, I was thinking. So then, I think in the beginning she conspired with Toranaga to protect her son from the council, knowing that Ishido would probably try to kill her kid to take power, right? But now, why is she allying herself with the council?
Well, if she has to, either she had to return or she decided to return on her own, right? To claim power with the council. I think everything is still to protect her son and keep their influence.
Yeah, I'm curious.
If we look throughout history, many times when you had situations like this where the ruler or the king had a son who was too young, someone would come in, whether it was the council or the eunuchs or the assembly members or whoever it was.
Right, to temporarily lead or whatever.
Temporary lead and would end up just straight up taking power and killing the... Yeah,
exactly.
either killing the heir or keeping them as their basic prisoner under the guise of I'm helping this person, do their job.
Yeah, so originally she was under the protection of Toranaga. They were planning together. We've seen them exchange looks and everything. But then to everyone else, Toranaga was holding her hostage. And they said, we demand her release. And so now she's come back.
I don't think they even thought that he was holding her hostage, right? They probably know Toranaga got her there to protect her, but they can't be like, we need you to release her so that we can take over. Right. They need an excuse. So you're holding her hostage.
Right. This episode was really awesome, I think. This has been, I think, one of my favorite ones so far. In terms of action, there wasn't a lot, but there's so many. This one focused heavily on the idea of like tradition and playing your roles and stuff, and everybody like the way that everyone kind of skirts around it and gets away with certain things and breaks it and challenges it and still lives by it and it's really good. Like you see that with every single character doing that, right? Father to son, husband to wife, like everyone to Blackthorn to them,
uncle and nephew,
everybody, like yeah, it's amazing how many like layers and levels they kind of put on top of each other in this episode to kind of create this idea of like we're all stuck in these kind of traditions and stuff, and I don't even think like the show is saying 100% that that's even bad, right? Sometimes it's yeah, I mean it's not that bad, and I think yeah, that's what makes it so like deep, because we see some characters who kind of are trapped in it, or other characters who are kind of willingly follow it and are challenging it in different ways, and that's pretty cool.
But yeah, I gotta say this is also so far has been my favorite episode. The way it built up with all the characters, we understood them a lot deeper now, right? We got a little bit more Mariko's backstory. We understand the conflict with her and her husband.
Right.
Now we're seeing, like you said, with all the characters, father and son, uncle and nephew, husband, wife, and Blackthorn with everybody in that village.
Yeah.
And with Fuji. We've got a little bit of Fuji's history there, right? A little bit of her backstory.
Yeah.
And the way they've developed it, it just really drew me in. I mean, the whole scene, first of all, it was hilarious, like you said, with them eating and drinking and how they're just, you know, who's got the bigger dick kind of competition they got going on there, right? And then at the end when he confronts Buntaro, and you see Buntaro with what to me it looked like there was like sadness on his face more than any kind of like anger, and he just kind of goes off, takes off his shoes, and sits down to apologize, realizing what he's done to offend him in his house.
Right.
You know, that was a very powerful scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially for someone who not only is he drunk, but he's also a crazy badass warrior.
Yeah.
Right?
And very prideful.
And very prideful. And to do that, it was amazing. And this
it's
oh man.
I wonder if everyone who is watching this episode agrees that Buntaro really feels kind of bad for what he did. I think that'll be an interesting kind of topic to like debate or something, you know? Like, do any of these characters really kind of, you know, like especially like even like seppuku and stuff, like I mean it's crazy that like, you know, if you break the rules, you accept your kind of like demise so quickly, like that's like it seems unbelievable to me, you know. So early on I predict, or you know, like earlier on I guess I predicted that there was going to be a love triangle with Fuji, Mariko, and Blackthorn. Based on what happened at the very end, like do you think you know, and you were saying I think there's just going to be kind of like a mutual respect built up, you know. Like do you think you're still right, or do you think I could be right?
I still think it's with Fuji and Blackthorn. It's just gonna be a friendship and a respect built for each other. But you can see a little bit more and more how she's starting to respect him.
Yeah,
starting
no,
to, you know.
yeah, I was gonna say I changed my answer. I think you're right. Right.
Yeah, I just don't see the romance there.
Yeah, me too. Like you know, in that moment is where you might see like a romantic thing kind of building, but I don't think you really did. The way he kind of touched her hand and kind of patted her like that, that's not something like that's not a romantic gesture, you know?
No, that's like a caring family member or brother or something.
Yeah. I think I think I was wrong about that. I don't think there's gonna be the love triangle there. I think the more interesting kind of dynamic is with you know, like her Moriko's real husband. I think that's gonna be something to watch, and yeah. I mean,
yeah. So and also because especially after the last episode and the way they've been portraying Blackthorn in his character, for him to just to jump to another woman it seems out of character for him.
Right. Yeah. He doesn't seem like the womanizing type. Like
yeah, because when they said she could, you know, they basically told him, hey, we can bring you a woman to help you out, and he's like, no, you know, I don't want that. So
yeah, and the only reason why he was willing to was because it was her, right?
Yeah. And my guess, he even has Fuji as his consort, right? So he could have slept with her, but he chose not to. My guess is also going to be that as their relationship builds with him and Mariko, obviously they got to get Buntaro out of the way, so he's going to die later on.
Right.
That's going to be my guess. Well, that was a fantastic episode 5. Again, for both of us, this has been our favorite episode so far.
This is my favorite.
It's not even an action episode. It's just really about developing the story and the characters.
Yeah, man.
And just further intrigue, you know, further intrigue into the plot now with the old Shogun's wife coming back and her saying that she's going to take over the council now. Like, I mean, it is really. This is just a great story. It's a great show. It's a great script. Again, we've talked about it, the choreography, right? The music, the way the type of aerial shots that they go for, everything is just so beautifully done in this, from going from the really close in to the really far out shots, and wonderful show. So we're gonna end it here. Everyone, again on YouTube, thank you for watching with us. Please like and subscribe to the channel and leave us a comment. Again, we had the question of Buntaro, was he really sad in that scene when he's apologizing to Blackthorn, right? It was there real regret in him for what he did? I mean, let us know what you think, and you know, we can even create a discussion with that. If you want to check out the full-length reactions, you can check it out on patreon.com/watchingwhatever. Our Patreon supporters, subscribers, we thank you very much for joining us. We thank you so much for your support. Want to give a shout out to Soundbeam. Thank you for your support on Patreon. And we will see you all next time. Bye.
Fools.